Today, all eyes are on Parliament as forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan is expected to testify in person before the ad hoc committee under full security measures after previously refusing to appear due to what he described as serious safety concerns. After a week of public back and forth, questions about accountability and accusations that he was avoiding scrutiny, O'Sullivan has come back from London specifically to testify.
Well, whatever happens, happens, you know. The rogue elements in the police, I think, are a problem that have been in the country for more than, let's say, 20 years. You know, if I go back to Jackie Celebi, I mean, I spent the last 25 years, I counted it, actually the night before last. 15 generals and 18 brigadiers are facing criminal charges because of the investigations I've done. And now we have a couple of rogue generals like Khumalo, Mkhwanazi, Masemola. The three of them, the gang of three, they all belong in prison. And hopefully, after I've given my evidence, they will start seeing that.
He has rejected claims that he was dodging Parliament, saying plainly that he's not a coward. What matters now is not the drama around his appearance, but the allegations he's expected to place on record, some of which are explosive, far-reaching, and implicate senior figures within South Africa's policing and security structures. Everything discussed in this video is alleged and based on O'Sullivan's written submission to the ad hoc committee and what he's expected to expand on during his oral testimony today. Stick with me in this riveting episode of Daily Updates with Miss Media. O'Sullivan's appearance comes at a critical moment for Parliament's oversight of the SAPS, particularly amid growing concerns about internal misconduct within specialized policing units, allegations of abuse of power, claims that Parliament itself may have been misled. This committee was established precisely to interrogate these issues, and O'Sullivan is expected to argue that what Parliament has been told so far is incomplete or it's outright lies. A key question many South Africans are asking right now is this: do you believe Parliament is finally getting the full picture today, or are they going to get more allegations without proof? One of the most serious allegations O'Sullivan is expected to make relates to what he describes as criminal conduct within the Political Killings Task Team, commonly referred to as the PKTT. According to his submission, certain members of the unit are allegedly involved in unlawful conduct. This conduct is said to undermine the very mandate of the task team. O'Sullivan is expected to argue that these actions were not isolated incidents, but part of a broader pattern. Importantly, this issue has also been touched on by KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who previously told Parliament that the task team has arrested its own members and it will continue to do so where wrongdoing is established. O'Sullivan is expected to go further, alleging that the problem runs deeper than previously acknowledged. If these allegations are supported by evidence, they raise serious questions about oversight, internal accountability, and whether the task team has been compromised from within. Then we come to the juicy part. A major portion of O'Sullivan's expected testimony focuses on allegations against Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. It is critical to stress these are allegations, not findings. According to O'Sullivan's submission and anticipated oral evidence, he's expected to allege alleged involvement in torture. O'Sullivan is expected to claim that Mkhwanazi played a role in or had knowledge of acts that could amount to torture. These allegations, if substantiated, would constitute grave violations of South African law and constitutional protections, as well as international human rights law.
O'Sullivan telling that committee that he would not appear in person, saying comments made by KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi had placed his life at risk. Now, during his appearance before the committee, Mkhwanazi alleged that O'Sullivan had links to former Independent Police Investigative Directorate head Robert McBride and claimed that some IPID operations were planned. He also accused O'Sullivan of having excessive influence in the criminal justice system.
O'Sullivan is also expected to say that Mkhwanazi provided lies or false or misleading information to Parliament and to the Madlanga Commission. Misleading Parliament is a serious matter. If proven, it would directly undermine Parliament's ability to exercise meaningful oversight over the SAPS. Another key allegation expected to be raised involves undisclosed business interests allegedly linked to Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. O'Sullivan is expected to question whether these interests were properly declared, whether they created conflicts of interest, and whether Parliament was fully informed. At this stage, these claims remain allegations, but they are likely to be tested rigorously during questioning. And that brings us to an important question for you. Do you think Paul O'Sullivan will be able to back these allegations with proof? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live or when I post a video. Beyond individuals, Paul O'Sullivan is expected to allege a broader pattern of selective disclosure, withholding of material information, and misrepresentation to oversight bodies. According to his submission, he believes that Parliament and commissions of inquiry were not given a complete or accurate picture of internal SAPS operations, disciplinary processes, and alleged misconduct by senior figures. This raises a crucial issue. If oversight bodies are misled, accountability collapses. So, do you think his allegations have any truth to them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. O'Sullivan's expected testimony does not focus on one individual alone. Other names he's expected to raise include Dumisani Khumalo, Fannie Masemola, Kgomotso Phahlane, Cedrick Nkabinde. The nature of the allegations varies, but collectively they point to alleged failures of leadership, alleged protection of implicated people, and alleged breakdown in internal accountability mechanisms. Again, it is Parliament's role to test these claims, demand evidence, and allow the people implicated the opportunity to respond. One of the biggest questions hanging over today's proceedings is this: will Paul O'Sullivan bring concrete, verifiable evidence or only allegations? He has indicated that he's expected to present new information, supporting documentation, and evidence not previously placed before the committee. If he does, the committee will be under pressure to refer matters for further investigations, consider criminal referrals, or expand the scope of its inquiry. If he does not bring evidence, critics are likely to argue that he was just all talk and no action. So, which way do you think the testimony will go? Do you think he will bring the evidence or not? Let me know in the comments section. Another major point of tension is whether O'Sullivan will fully answer questions from committee members, including those he previously declined to engage, which is the MKP, EFF, and Action SA. Today's appearance will test whether he engages fully with all parties or maintains limitations based on legal or security concerns. How this plays out could shape public perception of his credibility just as much as the substance of the allegations. Depending on how today unfolds, Parliament could call additional witnesses, request further submissions, refer specific allegations to law enforcement bodies, or expand its investigation, which is unlikely to happen. For now, everything hinges on what is placed on record, what evidence is produced, and how rigorously the committee interrogates the claims. Today is not about personalities. It is about accountability, oversight, and whether South Africa's policing structures can withstand scrutiny at the highest level. These allegations are serious. These allegations are contested, and they deserve careful evidence-based examination, not assumptions or political point scoring. I'll be watching closely to see what evidence is presented, how Parliament responds, and whether this testimony marks a turning point or if it's just another unresolved chapter. So, do you think this testimony will finally trigger real consequences? Will Parliament ask the hard questions and follow through? And should the public reserve judgment until all evidence is tested? I'll keep you updated on this story, but in the meantime, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments section. Do remember to subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell to know when I go live or when I post a video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to share the video with as many people as you can. For today, that's it. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.